This is Cutting Can Parts 101 with ALAF Squadron Commander Roy Greenwood. Okay, as you can see here, we're working with our F-86 template and two corresponding pieces of the F-86 wing traced onto our panels of toucan. We did these in the previous tutorial, so now we're ready to take our trusty scissors here and start cutting these out. You can see we're going to just follow the ultra fine point Sharpie lines and cut these as accurately as we can following the lines. We want to be careful when we're going through the thicker part of the two-fold of the can where we glued them together. That will cause some distortion with the scissors going through, might cause you to make a wave against the line and cut inside the line, outside the line. So right here, as you can see, we're being a little bit more diligent about cutting through that. It's a little bit tougher. Once you get past it, then you'll breeze on through and just be able to cut that piece off. So you want to be careful there. And so even though this does look a little bit mundane, we want to keep in mind that we have to be careful cutting these sections as accurately as we can, because we're going to match this wing to the corresponding wing. We're also going to match it to some aluminum sheeting as well as some craft foam. And if you have some inaccuracies, you will have to correct those once you get to that point of lining up those four pieces together. So as you can see here, we've completely cut out our first F-86 Sabre wing from our canned material that we traced using the template. We'll line them up. We can see that they're fairly accurate. They look pretty good. And we'll set those aside. That looks good. And we'll move on to part two. So this is the corresponding piece, or the top of our F-86 Sabre wing. So again, we're going to cut along the lines as accurately as we can. Be careful going through the extra thick part of our can panel that we created. It is tougher, harder to cut through, and it might cause us to be a little bit inaccurate, but if we go slow, we should avoid that. So we're just following the nice, distinct lines we made with our ultra fine point Sharpie, and just following those, cutting them out. Again, it may look mundane, but with this particular step and part of the process, being as accurate as we can with our cuts is going to be critical, again, because these parts are going to line up. So we're just following the nice curve that the F-86 Sabre has on the outside edge of the wing, following that around. Okay, now we're going to come to the extra thick part again of that can panel where we glued these together. We want to be especially careful on this section, and it just kind of motors on through, and there you go. And as you can see, we're just cutting off the final pieces here, getting the last of the can scraps off, and there you go. This is the top, or the corresponding piece of our F-86 Sabre wing. And so we'll get rid of all the scraps here that we cut away. And we will take our two wings, match them up together, and as you can see, they do match. They are opposite sides. And we are good to go for the next tutorial on assembling your wings.